Hello everyone and welcome to episode 27. Unfortunately, it looks like we have a situation again. Way too many good mods, so I'll have to split them into 2 episodes again. But that aside, let me ask you a question. Is settlement building your thing? Because among the mods this time there is a certain one which completely changes the building system and gives you powers you have only dreamt of so far. Wanna feel powerful? Let's do it. Okay people, spread your ears and pay attention, because this stuff is going to be really important. Workshop Framework by kinggath. That's right, the creator of Sim settlements, so you can imagine what kind of serious stuff is coming. The idea behind this new framework is to open the settlement system for both players and modders, and create lots of interesting settlement modification possibilities. The problem with modding settlement behaviors is that you have to edit vanilla scripts, and that would make such a mod incompatible with any other mod which touches one of those scripts. So that's why Workshop Framework completely rewrites many base Workshop scripts and not only makes them faster and more stable, but also opens up the whole thing for mod authors, allowing them to modify parts of the settlement system without creating conflicts. So on its own, Workshop Framework is not very impressive, but already has a couple of integrated features you can profit from as a player too. A couple of things you can toggle in the MTM menu. For example, allowing linked settlements to share food, or removing robots from the max population count. Or that annoying thing with the robot happiness always being at 50 can be changed here too. And then there are also some assignments options. But the really impressive part comes next, with Workshop Plus, the first plug-in for the Workshop Framework, which will turn you into a true god of creation. Well, of settlement creation at least. It makes building way more convenient, that's for sure. You can increase your movement speed in Workshop mode, give you the ability to fly, remove carry weight limitations, make yourself invulnerable or invisible to be able to build without being disturbed by anything. There is even the option to stop time. Yes, the wildo! That's exactly what it feels like actually. The only disadvantage is that your character will kinda slide around like on ice while time is stopped. All those features can of course be bound to hotkeys and toggled on and off on the fly, to make things even more convenient. Then there are also some active hotkey functions which are present in almost any program. The good old undo and redo buttons will allow you to… well, I really don't need to explain this, right? You can undo movement, placement and scrapping too, over 1000 times, the description says. Well, I haven't tested that, but just kidding. The same goes for the cloning tool. You can copy literally every object, even scrap, not just the buildable stuff. Then we have a really big feature, the using of layers. Yes, that's also totally like in picture editing programs like Photoshop or GIMP, for example. So basically you can create a new layer with a hotkey, then switch between layers with another hotkey. You can hide layers with yet another hotkey to allow better visibility and more precise working on a certain layer. You can also use, guess what, another hotkey to highlight all the objects of an active layer, in case you forgot which layer an item belongs to, or if you forgot to switch layers. Unfortunately, however, if you hide a layer, it also hides the highlights. It would be cool if there was an option to make the highlights stay visible, so we could work while still having an approximate idea where the objects or the hidden layer are. Maybe such a feature can be added in the future. But yes, altogether, those are some incredibly handy features that mod brings. Without a question, a huge step forward from the vanilla workshop system. If you like building settlements, you should definitely get it. Okay, apparently Halloween is drawing near, so the mods are also trying to get the spooky mood on. Spooky Scary Radio by Nate's Nate Zombie. First of all, there's this pumpkin thingy, which is actually a craftable, portable radio device to make sure your settlements get into the spooky festive mood as well. As for the actual music, there are over 200 tracks of old-time radio music, I wouldn't say it's all super spooky, but there are also some classic horror movie trailers and spooky stories to give you chills while you wander around the Commonwealth.
He wanted to look out that window so badly that one day he decided to kill George. He's going to die soon anyway, he told himself. What difference would it make?
Yeah, this stuff is like the Twilight Zone or something from back then, from the radio times, I mean. Anyway, that's totally the right thing to create some suspense before a Deathclaw jumps you out of nowhere and make you shit bombs. Because bombs are also part of this mod. Sugar bombs, that is. And fancy lead cakes too receive a fitting spooky retexture here. That way the Halloweenish feel can start at the breakfast table already. And it continues in a spooky fashion. Well, kinda. More Feral Ghouls by Oinlen. After playing the game for hundreds, or maybe more like thousands of hours, Feral Ghouls are probably not really spooky anymore. But with mods like this one, there will at least be enough variety to make each encounter a bit more interesting again. So far, this mod offers 20 new variations, but more will be added in the future. Different body shapes and clothes, some will be clearly distinguishable by gender. Also supports CBBE if you use it. I'm not sure if this is very lore-friendly, thinking about how ghouls should be genderless in the lore, I think, just like super mutants, but the mod description already says it isn't, so that's probably also what they were talking about. I don't think many will care about it anyway, you don't really have the time to contemplate its existence when it's charging at you with flesh-devouring speed. Okay, the next mod might also be really creepy for some people, I'm sure of that. Brand new Assaultron by Justice! Oh no, they actually did it. Japan is attacking us with bot maids! Or maid bots. But seriously now, imagine you are on a battlefield and a squad of those things charges at you while repeatedly yelling Oni-chan. The description says it's cute. Well, I am not sure if I can agree with that. And yes, before you ask, it is totally supposed to be an adult entertainment bot, or stress reliever between the combat phases bot, or call it however you want. I mean, you can even change the size of those two main weapons, if you know what I mean. And don't say those are cooling liquid containers, it clearly says rubber. But yeah, the customization is really great here. A lot of hair options, you can choose different front, side and back hairs, different eye and hair colors, also a couple of different mouth options. Each body part has its own armor part, just like on regular bots, and of course you can use all the regular bot weapons. This is a fully legitimate Assaultron after all, and it sure is deadly, but also a trustworthy traveling companion. So I think for some people this will be the best bot ever, for others a true nightmare. Okay folks, we shall continue with the weapon mods after a short commercial break. Hello there, Fallout 4 player. Does your life feel hollow and empty? Are you bored of staring at the same ruined post-apocalyptic garage every time you start your game? Do you wish to spend those 1.5 seconds it takes to load a save looking at something new and exciting? Animated mod menu, Anohana by BloodTaiga. A beautiful, colorful scenery to calm down your nerves after a stressful day and prepare you for the adventure of Fallout 4. Day, sunset, night. Displayed in a perfect balance between lore friendliness and mind-blowing fantasy. Because nothing says lore-friendly more than a Skyrim helmet, a Pokeball, and a Moogle from Final Fantasy. Anohana, the better way to spend those 1.5 seconds. Now with 100% more upskirts, warning, may cause random boners. Yeah. So about the weapon mods. Remember the energy sword from the last episode? There's more of it. Way more of it. Cross Blades by Nero. An incredibly juicy mod with 4 blade-based weapons. The first one is BER2, This laser sword looks even more like the one from No More Heroes, but it also looks lore-friendly. There is even some believable lore on the mod page. The beam effect of the blades looks damn awesome, and it only gets better with the customization. Because as you upgrade this weapon, there are 4 different tiers. With each tier, not only the stats change, but also the visual effects become more and more badass. You can also change the color of the blade, and there are also lots of different skins for the solid part of the weapon. With such an awesome blade, limb-severing action will go down with laser precision in each battle. The second weapon is also a sword, but of Japanese nature, the Plasma Katana. This actually looks very similar to the energy katanas from episode 7, only that this one uses plasma instead of lasers. Same story here with the upgrade system, 5 tiers which will visually change the weapon, increase the stats and also increase the badassness of the effects. And then you can also apply different skins on top of that. The plasma effect looks really nice. It's a bit like the fire effect on the shish kebab, but with the extra spooky exoplasm effect. Yeah, it somehow reminds me on Ghostbusters stuff. The next one is sure one hell of a weapon, the Crucible Sword. This is obviously a weapon inspired by Doom. Might look a little out of place in Fallout, but it looks like it's just too badass to give any fucks about such trivial things as the lore. The customization. You can make it one-handed or two-handed, you can put evil runes on the blade, you can choose between green or red visual effects around the blade, then there are also the tiers again, 4 tiers with proportionally increasing visual badassness of course, and then there are also different skins for the hilt. Holy shit, it started fairly realistic, but this weapon here is like a giant middle finger to all the rules and laws. Also guys, I think I might be psychic or something, because I feel like I'm going to review this very weapon for Skyrim 2. And the last weapon of this mod is way smaller, plasma throwing knives, actually a ranged weapon this time. 2 variations of it, a broken one and a fully functional one. You can throw them like grenades, but then retrieve them and use them again. So the broken one is just like a regular throwing knife, nothing special about it, but the powered one will create a small plasma explosion and deal much more damage that way. Really cool. Okay, that was really one hell of a mod, but let's continue. Prototype Gauss rifle by Mr. Radioactive, Alex Scorpion, War Daddy and Mukechelupa. A cool new energy weapon with interesting textures. Take a look at the Bane tubes with an animated effect. Unlike the Gauss rifle from the vanilla game, this one here does not need to be charged up before every shot, which of course makes it a really powerful weapon. The customization here is not huge but present. A couple of scopes, a couple of stocks, also those tubes are available in different variations, and if you change them, it also changes the look and the effect of the projectiles. The next weapon mod is a very unique looking pistol, the legendary Pepper Box by GaigeStorm. This looks very familiar. I'm sure I saw this kind of weapon in some Assassin's Creed games, for example. The way it shoots surprised me a little bit. I thought it would fire all the barrels at once, kinda like a shotgun, and also the reload animation, yes. Well, it's a really simple mod, there is also no customization or anything, so yeah, that's pretty much it. I guess I personally would just put it in a display case. It looks really awesome after all. Next we have a modern looking handgun. Gun GS Cyberpunk pistol by Rain343. Okay, the textures on that gun are not very high res, but it has a very unique way of aiming down the sights. You can aim normally, or you can aim like this, to the side, like you are aiming around the corner. To do that, you have to set a hotkey in the MCM menu and with it cycle between the two aiming variants. Really interesting, first mod I see with this feature. The customization is not that huge here, some different size mags, some muzzle attachments, some sights, but lots of skins actually, 10 in total. One more weapon mod, something big this time. FIM-92 Stinger by GaigeStorm NG. That sure is a very clean looking rocket launcher, all shiny and chrome. Just look at the custom ammunition it uses. There is actually an alternative worn and rusty texture, but it's a separate file. Well, I like the shiny more one way or another, it's too late for the lore anyway too. There is also a folded accessory to wear on the back or use together with mods like visible equipped, whatever they are called. Also, there is supposed to be a modifiable scope, but the option didn't show up for me for some reason. So, what can it do? It obviously fires lock-on seeker missiles, just like you would expect. While its damage is a bit lower than that of the regular rocket launcher, it has the ability to shoot down vertebrates with one hit. But the question is... Yes, it's going to be one of those references again, sorry. Is it also suited to fight huge bipedal weapons? Oh yeah, this will make the perfect transition to the outro music. Because this is it for this episode. As I said, there will be a part 2 with armor and quest mods soon, so keep an eye out. The links to all mods are as always in the description below. Don't forget to endorse the mods you like. And if you think this review was cool, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more best new Fallout 4 mods. I thank you all for watching and see you around.